every year on Madden, I feel like it's the same top two or three, maybe even four tight ends that are really good on the game. And then you have everybody else who are kind of good or pretty good, but it's still the same guys at the top, typically year in and year out. This year's Madden, it looks like it's pretty much the same. So we're going to take a look at the 10 highest rated tight ends at the launch of Madden 23. First up, you got Zach Ertz, 84 overall. You know, Zach Ertz getting up there in age. It's still crazy to see that he has a pretty high rating for a tight end, 84. That's decent. You know, he ain't got his speed anymore, but he's still a solid tight end. You know, he's consistent. You know, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to run his routes. He's going to block. He's going to do all that. At tight end, good to see him still going strong in the league. And on Madden, still a solid tight end. Number 9, you got Hunter Henry, 84 overall as well. You know, I thought very highly of Hunter when he first came into the league, playing for the Chargers. I thought he was going to be pretty much the next Antonio Gates for him, but it didn't really work out for him out there. Now he's playing for the Patriots. And, you know, maybe he'll become the next Gronk for him. I feel like his career has kind of slowed down from what it started out as, but still a solid tight end. 84 overall, 82 speed. Then you got Dallas Goedert for the Philadelphia Eagles, 85 overall, 83 speed. Basically Zach Ertz replacement. You know, it's crazy that they had two such good tight ends like that. Crazy. Think if they still had both of those guys, you know, think if they had both in their prime, that's a crazy combo right there. It's pretty much like when the Patriots had Gronk and Hernandez going off on the league, you know. Then you got Mike Gesicki out there in Miami for the Dolphins, 86 overall, 83 speed. I thought his speed would be a little higher. You know, I feel like it was probably higher on Madden 22, but another solid tight end. I know he doesn't really get a lot of shine playing out there in Miami, but maybe he will this year. You know, they got that receiving core looking crazy fast, so that should open things up for him. Then you got Kyle Pitts, probably the fastest tight end on the list with 91 speed, 87 overall. Probably the number one receiving option for the Falcons this year, if I'm not mistaken. You know, Julio been out of there, Calvin Ridley out of there. I'm not sure who else they have at receiver off the top of my head. They might have somebody else, but you know, Cordell Patterson still out there doing it all for him. So you consider him as a threat at receiver still, even though he found new glory in his career at running back. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, solid. I want to keep calling him a receiver because he plays so much like a receiver. You might as well consider him with that speed, you know. But I think he's a very solid pass catching tight end. Definitely a mismatch for any linebacker trying to cover him. Then you got TJ Hawkinson for the Detroit Lions, 89 overall. I'm kind of surprised that his rating is at 89 and Kyle Pitts is only at 87. But, you know, it is what it is. 89 overall, 83 speed, but he is a very solid tight end. Then you got Darren Waller, 91 overall, 90 speed. And like in this territory, you start to get into those top guys you pretty much think of when you think of tight ends. That's always at the top of conversations. You know, Waller get 20 looks a game, and he may or may not even catch all of them. But when he do catch the ball, he makes the most of it. 90 speed. I feel like they could have made him a little faster, but it's solid. 91 overall is pretty good for him. Well, you probably could have had him a little higher too at that 91. He could have been a little higher, but I understand. I feel like last season was kind of down for him. I only noticed because I had him on my fantasy football team. And he did not deliver most of the time just because they really didn't have any other options like that. They knew they was going to him a lot of the times, you know. They would know to look for Waller. He gonna get them 20 looks, but they still gonna give him them 20 looks. So that's what makes him so good. You gotta still try it, even though they're double teaming them, triple teaming them, whatever. Gotta try him. And this makes me happy as a Ravens fan. Mark Andrews, the third highest rated tight end at the launch of Madden 23, 93 overall, 86 speed. You know, he's basically our number one receiver, if I'm not mistaken. Even last year, he was still our number one receiver. You know, the Ravens keep a tight end, whether it's Todd Heap, Dennis Pitta, Shannon Sharp. You know, we're good for that, having a tight end, you know, because we're typically lacking at receiver. So that's why we have to have a good tight end. So I'm cool with Mark Andrews right there. I wouldn't be surprised if his rating goes up even more. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to lean on him throughout the season with our current receiving core. The second highest rated tight end at the launch would be George Kittle with a 97 overall, 88 speed. You know, George, he's a beast. He does his thing year in, year out. So I'm not surprised to see him so much higher than the other guys, 97 overall. If George plays, he's going to get off. And you already know number one is going to be Travis Kelce. I think that's pretty clear every year. He's the best tight end in the league. Been doing it for a minute now. My only thing I'm surprised about is he's only a 98. They could have definitely gave him a 99 overall and everybody been cool with it. But, gave him some room to grow. If he have a monster season, I'm sure they will bump him up to that 99. But I don't think they will give him that extra boost unless he has a super good year. Even though he most likely will have a good year, it got to be super good for him to boost him up. Like I said, as you can see, it's pretty much like the top 2 or 3 guys. Like I always think, you feel like you got everybody else rating wise. You see that crazy jump right there from 91 to 93 to 97. Even from really 87 to 91. Most of the tight ends are like 80 overalls, and you only have a handful that's like in the 90s. And I feel like that's typically how the season goes in the NFL. You got the top guys that are always the top guys that are excelling beyond the rest of the guys who are still good, but you can tell they're just not quite there like the other 2 or 3, even 4 guys are. So let me know how you feel about the top 10 rated tight ends at the launch of Madden 23. Do you feel like any of these guys are too high? Do you think anybody else should have been boosted up a little bit? Let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our other Madden 23 videos and be sure to come back for our future Madden 23 content as well. Thanks.